Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I am Nerdarchist Ted, and this is the old guard. It's been so long since we've done this, I almost forget how it's all supposed to flow. This is the D&D campaign that I am not the DM for, so before I toss it over to Robin, you'll be able to find the links to everybody's information down in the description below, as well as down there you can find a link to Easy Roller Dice, our friends over there. If you want a discount and you want to get some awesome dice at the same time, that is a great way to show them some love and let them know that we sent you there. This is a 5th edition game. So without further ado, Robin, take it away.
All right, the usual quick content warning. This game features PCs struggling with alcoholism and thoughts of self-harm. If you're not in a good place for that, no one will think less of you for skipping this one or coming back to it later when you are in a better headspace for it. That said, salutations, nerds, and welcome to the Old Guard. All of the characters in this game are older adventurers coming back for one last hurrah, investigating a murder, and as is tradition, we will be starting the introductions tonight with our illustrious producer, Jake.
Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and that's where you can find me usually over on twitch.tv/Mini Terrain Domain, where we run a variety of D&D, Pathfinder, Kids on Bikes, and other games. We just wrapped a 113 episode, 3.5 year campaign with a pre-recorded finale that will be airing this coming Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We also just launched a new 5e live play featuring myself and one other player, DM'd by Marquise, one of the authors of the Scavenger 5e setting, specifically the Crimson Catalyst. And of course, you can catch on alternate Tuesdays from that. We run a 5e game with called Sky Metal Iron Gods that I'm a player in. And if that wasn't enough, you can catch Ted, not Todd. I don't know why I called you Todd. You can catch Todd and me, Josh, over on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for our Kids on Bikes campaign. Welcome to Paradise, Michigan. We're in our second season, seeming to be nearing the end of the second season, and it just keeps getting wilder and wilder. And I'm not saying Ted's going full Anakin Skywalker, but you might want to tune in, especially to the most recent episodes to see what the heck's going on over there. But here in this game, I am playing the party dad of all of these old folks. I am Raziel Rune, an Aesimer barbarian who doesn't get mad; he just gets disappointed. And I will toss it over to... I'll toss it to Asa.
That doesn't happen often.
Nope.
Well, hi. I never get to introduce myself. I'm Asa. I play Trust and Marcos. They are a dwarf artificer. Also, you can only find me on here. I don't live stream on any other platforms any longer. That being said, Tristan, artificer, dwarf, kind of the general grouch of the group whose daughter has been murdered, and we are on a part of the adventure is figuring out what caused that. And I think that's all I have to say on that. So let's go ahead and pass it over to I'll give it to Ted.
Hey everybody, greetings again. Tonight I'll be playing the Tiefling Gelthor Erevel. I always stutter over that. I apologize. He is a cleric of the goddess of storms, mischief, and what have you. He is the one that is actually suffering with alcohol issues and whatnot. But that's what happens when you decide to be the town drunk for 5 years. I'll toss it over to Carlos.
There goes that mute button. What is good internet? My name is Carlos Rivera. I am playing Klaus Lionflow, a human college of eloquence bard, the best bard, of course. But I get a little more extra bard in your bard, right? One of the things I remember most that was way insane. I mean, if you guys like the 2024 debates, well, then we had an excellent debate last session. Definitely check that out. where Gelthor and Raziel got into it good, right, yo? And with that, I'm gonna toss it back to our best DM.
All right. So last time we left off having just arrested Red Lucas, and his trial is fully underway at this moment. You've been asked to testify, and I'm gonna go with that has already come to pass. So I'm gonna go around one more time, and I want you to tell me what you had to say at this trial if you chose to speak.
Ooh.
So I will jump in first. While I am in recovery and what have you, I think people's memories are short, and there's probably more people who think that I am not more than the town drunk. So anything that I say one way or the other isn't going to help, the case. So I imagine Gelthor would probably uh be reserved and not go forward and say anything.
When Tristan is called to the stand, it's pretty much like, I don't even really know who this guy is. He's bad. That's all. That's all I
Give
got.
me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh fuck! It's a bad thing that was disadvantaged because the first die I rolled with my brand new set is a 20, but the other die is a 15.
Hey.
Oh,
That's
that's
still
still not
good.
bad.
Yeah, so that's a total of 16.
Is anyone else opting to speak?
Oh, absolutely. But I'll go last if anyone else wants to. I have to lay it down for this dude.
Wait a second. You're
I
asking if anyone is going to speak. You know Klaus is going to speak.
Oh, I know Klaus is gonna speak. I'm mostly
Well,
asking
yeah.
for Raziel.
I think that under normal circumstances, Raziel would not really say much. But given the victim of this murder and the whatever involvement has taken us to deal with this Red Lucas character, I feel like my arguments, I guess, or my testimony would be more speaking to the character of Red Lucas's victims than getting myself into trouble by trying to attack his character when nobody knows him better than Klaus. And quite frankly, the rest of us didn't really know him. So attempting to help the case by focusing on more of the sympathy, trying to gather the sympathy for the victims of Red Lucas.
Make your check with advantage.
Well, with advantage, that's a 23. That was a 19 on the die.
Yeah, people are looking rather cold toward him, and you have primed this audience for Klaus's diatribe.
So it's a good prime. Just real bad guy, and his victims were real good people.
Like real. Oh man, awesome. So I guess as Reziel it's now and it's my turn to go up. I before I fully leave the area, I take one look over at Lucas, give a little smirk and a nod. As
And
I
he
walk,
gives like the most cautious nod back. He does not trust this one bit.
as I take my time to say my piece. Well, it took long enough, but we finally caught him. We all know about the Capitol Massacre. This man murdered more people here, more government officials that we could count. But he couldn't stop there. After that, we implicated him in crimes against Serendipity, our old party member. We don't know if he's fully responsible, but we know for certain he was also caught robbing a warehouse. I kind of lean back a little bit. It's satisfying to see he's going to get what he deserves to rot behind bars for the rest of his years. For every single scheme and innocent person he has ever hurt, it's finally over. And I can finally close this chapter of my life.
You also...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you also make your roll with advantage, but, like, do that mic drop for sure.
Persuasion can't get lower than something really good. Come on. Well, will you believe me if I said I rolled a 29?
Yes, I've met you.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, they try a pathetic attempt at mounting a defense. And it's pretty clear from the get-go what's going to happen at the end here. By the time it's over, it's a foregone conclusion. And you see him carted off. And that is a little bit of peace that you just get to carry with you now. So the trial concludes. People, they go about their chattering business, like spreading gossip as you do when the thing that you showed up for is over and all that's left is the people. Night falls. Everybody parts for the evening for a while, and we will pick back up with you reuniting at the Tipsy Flagon, which I am obligated to remind you is built into a ship that is still sort of like floating at the docks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that in real life.
Yeah, me too. But if I mention like, hey, here's a tavern, people are not gonna picture a boat if they're just tuning in for the first time.
That's true. Klaus, how you feeling with all this?
I drink not liquor in the morning, coffee this time, just good old strong coffee. And I'm saying,
Yeah, that's how I stay awake at night too.
Yeah, feeling good. I hope the rest of the boys get here first. I got some news I want to tell them.
I assume we're all here. I didn't think it was just you and me.
Are we all here?
I come back.
So-
I come back from the bar with a fresh cup of coffee.
So Gelthor is sitting probably on the opposite side of the table as Raziel. But you can definitely see like he's looking in the direction of the bar, far more than like paying more attention there than to the actual conversation that's happening.
Mina pointedly tops off your water.
I place a cup of coffee next to Gelthor.
Why do we keep meeting in a bar when we've got a recovering alcoholic in our group? I mean, we could just meet at my place. It's fine.
Oh, you just said I ain't see you there. Hello. Man, you're really good at sneaking around, I'll tell you that, good sir. For Silent Frank thing. But yeah. Gentlemen. Oh, sorry.
Are we celebrating, commiserating, I mean, we got back together to bring about this, and this is now this.
Yeah. Well, I was saving this little bit of news until after Lucas was put away. But Iridian and I we're engaged. We're getting engaged, you know? I'm finally tying the knot. You know? Like Tristan has found his special someone out there. And I've seen that like there's just so much joy to have. But yeah, I need to do that, guys. Now, it's a bit perilous, need to admit. Uh, of the elven guy, she requires that, you know, go off to a family tomb and grab a ceremonial blade for the occasion.
Be in the midst of like going to give you a clap on the shoulder and a congratulations, and stop and be like, "Wait, are you now? Are we going on another adventure then? Is that what's happening?"
It sounds like he's going on another adventure.
Well, maybe you guys could help me out with this one.
I mean,
The rules didn't say I can't bring anybody else.
rules don't say the dogs can't play basketball either.
So is getting the blade the sealing of your engagement? Or I'm sorry, and he just kind of like clutches his head. I thought you said like you and your bride have to go get the blade.
No, it's a task put on the groom. But no one said the groom couldn't have company.
Well, hey, congratulations, and we'll be happy to help you out. Even, that's great news. It really is. I'm
Sounds
sorry, I don't feel like I can be as open to that as I probably should be.
My friends, you've gone through so much. More than a person should have gone through in their lives. You know, believe me, I know he gives you a big hug as well, if you would allow it.
Oh yeah, I'll hug back. It's my one
Like,
good arm.
like, believe me, I know you feel the joy. It's just hard to express at the moment.
I mean, we've come all this way. We've captured Red Lucas. We've uncovered that what's about is still alive, and I don't feel like we're any closer to finding out what happened to Serafina. So
Hmm.
There's lots that could be done if we're all gonna stick this out, but I still think that, and he just kind of like looks in the direction of Raziel and lets like lets the thought trail off and stop talking.
I've heard of better bachelor parties, but this is how you want to spend yours. And I will give you a firm clap on the shoulder, followed by a firm handshake.
Thank you. Listen, there's no other group of young spry chickens that I'd rather spend my time with. For this one last night of being a bachelor.
I'm also pretty sure you don't have any other friends. So I mean, only
I
makes
have
sense.
plenty of friends.
Please,
Klaus kind of like
You said one
Klaus
last
is God, Jake.
You said one last night of being a bachelor. Are you getting married in the morning?
I mean, I would like to get this done as soon as possible. I mean, unlike asomers, I don't know. You know, humans' lives are pretty short.
Well, none of us are getting any younger, so I don't blame you.
Tristan's gonna like sit down, or well, he's gonna get up, go order another beer. Not get up because he's in his wheelchair. He's gonna wheel himself over there, and wheel himself back to the table, set the mug down on the table, look around, realize he's the only one drinking beer. Everyone else is staying nice and sober. Kind of like look down, a little disappointed at his mug. Set it over at the table next to him, and then wheel back over and kind of steeple his hands and look at not Klaus. Yeah, look at Klaus and go. So there's something kind of weird about all this. Was that tradition something me and Simon did when we got married. As far as I remember, that's a bit of a drow thing.
Literally, you have Klaus's 1,000,000,000% attention. No insight roll needed. You could tell he's just trying to be the best partner to Iridia. He's like, all right, hold on, wait, let me just hear this out.
Yeah, I mean, well, Iridia's not a drow, right?
No, elf.
I mean, yeah, but that's a little weird, ain't it? Doing drow tradition, not being drow.
And it's part of her family tradition.
All right. Well, I mean, who am I to question someone's family tradition? Lord knows I've got a handful of unconventional ones of my own.
So you've been through something like this already.
Oh yeah. I mean, not
Literally
graveyard related, but like, I mean, kind of.
I will note, yes, it would have been graveyard related, but the tradition started when this area was still yes, we're rested, Ted. When this area was still a desert. So it's the place where all of these graves are now, where the tombs are kept, is now a jungle spot. And all of these graves are incredibly overgrown, and that is what stands to make this so dangerous. When you did it, it was just walking in and taking a sword off the wall.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's not supposed to be dangerous, it just kind of got that way.
Wow.
Yeah, Jake, I know the accent's different. I literally forgot what Tristan sounds like, and I've been listening to a lot of Legends of Evantris, so all I have is Gideon's voice in my head.
I was gonna say you got a little bit of sounds like a character out of Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, I'm the only thing I'm maintaining is the slight mumble that's hard for me to understand when I'm talking. I addressed it in chat earlier too. I was like, I don't remember this character's voice at all.
Like I'm not super great at voices besides like either going gravelly or high pitched. So for like streamed games, I specifically like I'm not gonna go do a voice unless it's like either of those two things, because it's like I can't find it again. So like, I'll do stuff for occasionally NPCs, but for PCs, nope, you get this.
Yeah, me too. I don't do voices.
Yeah. I realized the mistake I made, but you know what? It is what it is. You get Cowboy Tristan this week.
He is the real dirty man.
So Gelthor, looks over to Klaus. So like, is this we head out now? Like
When you're ready.
I mean
today, preferably.
this is your thing.
DM question.
Yes.
We're basically kind of post trial. We're just waiting for a verdict.
Oh no, there has been one. He has already been carted off to
Okay.
prison. Like that's been wrapped.
Oh, excellent. So what do you say, guys?
Well,
one last hoorah for our last hoorah.
No better place than the night. No better time than nighttime for a graveyard thing, bachelor party.
So,
All right. So tell us what information you have on going and getting this sword, blade, whatever.
Already I mentioned that it's just to obtain the sword from the tomb, but it's gonna be perilous. Might have to do a little bit of fighting to get there since
Do you ever wonder about that word? Well, written it's one way, but perilous sounds like less peril. And it's not. It means there's more peril.
hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Like
I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go on.
no. I mean, you actually caught Klaus a kind of like as a master of linguistics, you actually caught him off and go, you like bing parried him for a second as he just stops to think about it. Yeah, you're right. It should be less peril. But sometimes when you're in love, like you don't mind a little bit of danger.
What what do we know about this particular location?
You know that it's currently a jungle spot. You know that it is where the old tombs were erected. So there are a lot of tiefling graves in that area. And like the monuments were the style here. So anyone of any sort of wealth has like mausoleum type things. And the tiefling ones are built into like pretty high up spires that haven't been overgrown because the jungle just doesn't reach that high. But the elves don't fly. So they were stuck with things on the ground that are much harder to get to.
Um, I'm proficient in history. Would I know of anything else, or would there have been any kind of tales specific to like what Klaus is looking for?
Give me a history check.
Ugh. You know what? I think this is important, so I'm going to use my inspiration, and that is a damn fine time to use it because I turned a 4 into a natural 20. That's
Yes.
a 4.
Nice.
So you have actually read a book on just this area before. It was kind of part of your studies at one point. Um there are probably spirits haunting this place, and there were before it stopped being a desert. They just didn't come out during the day. Now you don't know because no one who wrote these books knew whether it's the sunlight that was keeping them away or just daytime. So they might be just wandering amok out there right now in the shade. And you also know that while a lot of elven tombs were built on a surface level, Drow in particular would have more of a penchant for mining deeper underground. And so they tend to have very like modest top buildings and then very elaborate like underneath the sand structures that required magic to build. You know more than that. You know like details of what kind of stone was used in their construction, but it's not really relevant to what you're doing here.
Right.
So
So I will share. We should be prepared for spirits, undead. They're likely to harass us to some degree or whatnot. We may or may not be able to talk with them. He'll kind of like pull out into his shirt his holy symbol to make sure that that's ready. I might be able to drive them off. I don't know. But we're looking to basically raid a drow tomb. We're going to be going underground because that's their typical thing. My kind tend to build up. Drow want to go to where they feel normal.
It's just as he looks over to Gelthor one last time saying it's just as perilous as it seems, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, it depends. If the spirits are not aggressive and you can use your silver tongue. That might not be a problem. If they're susceptible to, my power, that might not be a problem at all. But if they don't really care, then, there's all kinds of undead spirits that can seriously mess with a man. And God's only, and he kind of like stops for a moment. None of us are exactly young, but there's undead that can age you. So for all we know, we could be walking to our hastened demise. Just saying.
Has that ever stopped us before?
No, and I wasn't trying to say that we shouldn't do it. I mean, Klaus is our friend, and if this is, part of his marital pact, who are we to not assist?
No, we ain't getting any younger sitting here talking about it. Might as well get going.
All right. So
Bless Cowboy
I will
Tristan.
I will down the coffee.
Listen, I'm not changing it now.
I love Cowboy Tristan.
you,
So
sorry.
I pick up the mug, that Raziel dropped from the table, and I kind of hold it up to him, down the coffee, and get up and start heading towards the door.
You know what? While that's happening, I make a quick toast or gentlemen, for love.
Yep.
Whether it's the love of a child, love of a partner, or even love for your friends. To love.
Cause out of your periph, you kind of see Mina at the bar, like racing one with you.
Oh shit, yeah.
So it is
Yes.
a subtle gesture, but in the toast, Gelthor looks upwards. Like, he doesn't move his head, but his eyes direct up.
You feel a sense of calm wash over you, an appreciation for that gesture.
Shots.
I go and grab my beer, then put it on the other table and drink it, and then put it back.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna roll to see if there was anyone at that table.
Oh, there should have been. I put it there intentionally to give it to somebody else.
Oh my god, yeah, they're absolutely okay. I'm gonna go with do you remember the orcs that hung out with Serapheth that occasionally come here? It was those two. It was Astrid and Bjorn.
I'm gonna
So
make
I'm gonna say
eye contact with whichever one is closer to me as I do it.
All right, I'm
And
gonna say
Bjorn,
it
it's
would.
just like you realize you just drank after me, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna say something about it? Because I mean, I gave you that beer.
I mean, you did. I guess the flesh hand giveth and the robotic hand taketh away.
That's right. You're a smart one. I like you. There's a reason why you and Serafina were traveling together. I can tell. She got a good eye.
Well, yeah, it's because she was like our best friend.
Yeah, she's great kid. I'm glad I had that one. Just wish she could have heard me talk like this. She always heard me with that mumbly Scottish Irish thing.
Oh my god!
All of a sudden,
right,
Tristan's Deadpool breaking the fourth wall.
Gopher, you seemed like you had something to say a moment ago. Did you,
Gelthor?
Gelthor?
Ted?
Gelthor is already he paused when you had decided to do the toast, but he still completed the actions I already said. So like he was
Okay,
the first one getting up, first one out the door.
All right. Does anybody else have anything you want to do at the tavern before I time skip you to the next scene?
Yes, pay for a bill. Thank you.
Oh yeah, okay, that's important.
Oh, I was trying to skip that part.
All right.
I want to be
so-
welcome back to the flag here, bro. What are you talking about?
you guys find yourselves at the edge of the jungle. Like the docks go along the coast and it's beach for a while, and then there's a point where it starts inclining. And at that point, the plants just get much thicker. And it's like this extremely dense patch of vegetation. And that is the side of the city that is closer to the convergence point, so you can tell that they're just flourishing in all of this like magic that's just coagulated in the area.
Mm.
Um,
Would
so
would I have a general idea whether or not there are any Aravel buried here?
yes, and there are. As a matter of fact, one of the tallest spires belongs to your family.
Okay. Um, so I would say something to Klaus. I mean, we're here for your mission, but I would like before we go, if I could pay my family respects
Absolutely.
since we're here.
Absolutely.
Okay. So as it so happens, that's actually closer than the tomb that you're going for. So you'll run into it first and pass it on your way back. Do you want to stop there on the way there or on the way back?
Um, I would kind of look to Klaus and kind of using my earlier history check to kind of like look at the layout. And as we're approaching, I'm like, I don't know how much uh haste you are in, but if we're going to walk, do you prefer if I stop here first?
Hey, I mean, when it comes down to it, yeah, it's for this. We're here to retrieve the blade, but you know, this might be one of the few missions I go on. So yeah, I want to milk this for as much as it's worth.
So
Um,
then, he would go up to the spire, and like, I'm not, I don't have any close family, and it's been 20 years since I've really done anything of serious note. um I have nothing of value that I could actually part with. um but I do offer a prayer to those who have come before. um and even though I think we're in, are we out of the city, or is this within the city limits?
This is out of the city, but I do have something that I need to point out to you before you go any further. Because
Okay.
when you go into your family's tomb, you find that the sacramental candles have been lit already.
Oh shit.
And there is a flower on one of the grave faces.
uh what, like, who is it, whose tomb is it, whose stone?
It was an aunt of yours.
I look around, um kind of perplexed. I don't see anyone, I don't hear anyone.
No, they're not here. There are footprints in the dust. Whoever it was here recently, but they were here.
Well, that's, I don't know if this is happy or this is unsettling, but obviously, someone has been around. uh
um, I
but
guess. Go ahead.
I'll kind of call forth my spear from my ring, because it's the only bladed object I have. And it's like, I kind of say in prayer. um and I guess I'm speaking infernal, which makes this far more hellish and whatnot for those in the party that might be close enough to hear. um but I've squandered much of myself, and I've brought uh quite a sour taste to my life and to our name, but I am trying to be better. Please do not judge me harshly, and I will stab my left palm and offer a sacrifice of blood to the family as the only thing that I have to offer as I kind of go through any kind of typical family things that would be important to the House of Arabelle.
So
Or go ahead.
when you give the offering of your blood, there is a rapid drop in temperature. The candles go out. There is quiet for a moment and a settling calm. You don't feel like this is disapproval. You feel like this is, we're here and we hear you.
So that as I kind of take that in, um I will go into more personal and ask for guidance, not only for um my own atonement, uh but to aid those who, while not blood, are family, um so that I can see the proper way forward.
Okay. So that calm settles and you feel support gathering around you from those who came before, those that you have remembered, those that you have taken the time to come and acknowledge. And it seems as though you know what a hungry ghost feels like. You know what a spirit that has been forgotten and malnourished feels like. This is not that. These spirits have been taken care of, even if it wasn't by you. And they do offer their support because they have it to give. They have that to pass forward and pay forward. And they sort of continue to breathe that calm into you. And I'm going to represent that mechanically with a point of inspiration.
Oh, sweet. I I offer my thanks, and I will, number one, find out who else has been taking care of you, and I will be back as long as I breathe. Then I will make sure that you are all not forgotten and you are all taken care of. And I nod and I head out.
All right. So everyone else is still like down in the jungle level. Klaus, I want you to just give me a straight D20 roll. Give me a bonobo check.
Absolutely. Rolling them dash. Okay. I think my luck ran out, so it was literally ending on 17, then went straight to 7.
Okay. One of you has stepped in quicksand. Which one of you is it?
It couldn't be me. I'd have rolled in it.
Oh, that's fair.
I mean,
I'll take the hit. The slow mover. I imagine it probably happened while Gelthor went into the family crypts, and I just started pacing, probably looking around this area, trying to identify any markings or iconography or anything in representative of St. Adelaide, and maybe straying a little bit further than I intended, and that would get me into this trouble.
All right. So, Gelthor, that is what you come back to is Raziel sinking into the quicksand. Tristan and Klaus, you two act first because this is happening while Gelthor is flying down. And we'll take it from there.
Tristan, you got it.
Well, I had a spell that would solve this problem, but like I don't now. All right. I'm gonna like worried about the weight of this, but let's see what happens. I'm gonna put my armor on. It's like my wheelchair is gonna just transform her into like, mechanical armor and pull out a rope and kind of like sling it over a tree branch. And all right, Klaus, you got time. You tie him. I'll pull. We'll get him out of here.
Okay. So I would then try to get him tied up. Like, Gelthor, extend your hand, please. I'm sorry, Razio, please extend your hand, please.
So this is where we find out that Klaus is really good with knots.
It is at about this time that Gelthor returns to the party.
So
That's
Gelthor is
canon.
not.
I am good with
Yeah.
knots.
Gelthor is not all that strong. So the best I can offer is here's a spear, or I can cast a spell.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm gonna take the
Right.
spear and start to use it to wind the rope.
Now, is there a tree that we can tie something off to have him pull himself out?
Oh, you are flushed with trees here. There are so many trees in this graveyard. I don't know how they fit this many trees in this graveyard.
Try to find a tree that's not undead or haunted, and tie one end off and toss it to Raziel. I mean, I imagine with spending a decade on the seas, I'm proficient with tying knots.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm not even going to make you guys roll. It's not that hard to pop him back out of the quicksand again, but you know that there is quicksand now, is the takeaway. And cold spots. There are a lot of cold spots in this jungle that feel suspiciously necromantic. It's not a good vibe.
I feel like once they've successfully extract me and I'm back on solid ground, I just start kind of brushing away some of the quicksand away from my lower half as I look up at everybody and go, so there's quicksand.
Mm-hmm.
I turn to Gelthor.
You were clever enough to discover that.
Perilous. Funny word that is, right?
Yeah, that was less peril than I expected.
As long as there's no fire spurts or ROUSs, we should be fine.
Yeah.
No fire so far.
There's no fire
of the swamp.
So far, they say.
Oh, great! No will-o-wisps.
I mean, except in Gelthor's tomb, but.
I was waiting to see if Robin was gonna throw flame spurts or ROUSs at us before I made that joke.
I
I
wish I would have thought of that, but I did not.
I had a spell that could have just removed that whole encounter, but I'm all like, if it goes past this encounter, then I'm gonna, hold off on it.
So,
if only there was a way to just fly and not have to touch the ground.
Which is how most of the city was built in the first place. They really favored their winged citizens, but
I'm not in that kind of ASMR.
I'm not that type of bard. I fly neither.
So, I with a low strength modifier and a point of exhaustion, I'm not gonna chance stepping on quicksand, and I will just kind of fly.
You've got like a Gelthor shaped kite following after you. All right, I'm gonna need a survival check to find this tomb.
Well, I have a way to ask around, if you will.
Oh, that's right. You took
I have speak with plants.
I was gonna say, who are you gonna talk to? You're like, oh,
the foliage.
This has come up once a session since he took speak with plants. Do it.
I make use of every dome spell.
Do you have Speak with Dead? Because if you cast them both together, you can just
I
talk
have-
to a fallen tree somewhere.
I have Speak with Dead, yes.
Oh my god. I will let you do that. I will let you speak to plants gone by if you really want to. I don't know that it would be as like useful as the ones that are currently
Speak
here.
with dead
Absolutely.
Might be more fun.
Is there a chair around? I speak with dead and plants. I can speak to both.
All right.
I can technically speak to a chair according to a meme.
Oh my god, dude, you're just gonna be
Okay.
in someone's office somewhere, just like talking to a chair, and it's like, my life is terrible, man. It is terrible. I used to like sway in the breeze, and now the only breeze I deal with is like dealing caustic damage.
So there is no chair that you can find in the middle of the jungle, but you do find a stump that you can sit down on. It's a little covered in fungus, but you know, it's a pretty good option, all things considered. And when you cast Speak with Plants and Speak with Dead at the same time, this thing starts rising up out of the dirt. It sort of like puffs up and then it breaks, and you see this like sort of white thing emerging from the soil. And the next thing you know, a mushroom has popped out and is looking up at you with eyes.
Hello. Oh,
Salutations.
oh,
And it sort of like teeters forward and reaches up this hand that is not quite a hand. It is like a root that has like 3 gnarled fingers on it, and it just sort of like bats at your face with it.
yes, like it's like looks like this, like stuffs back a little bit. What fine bulbs you have. Uh, so by any chance, as I talk about the the tomb, like we're looking for an elvish tomb site of holy importance.
Many in the soil. We feel all of them.
And as I'm pretty sure Aridia would have given Klaus kind of like enough descriptive words that I don't have at this exact second.
Oh
in
yeah, no,
time.
he has a map.
Oh, just
But
okay.
it doesn't like have landmarks in the jungle. It's a map from when it was still a desert. So it's only so helpful.
Okay, so I'm like, huh. As I kind of like look at the area on this map, where are we? Like,
And the little mushroom person teeters forward and like stands on root like tippy toes. And the gnarled little root hand reaches up and brushes near a monument on the map around thereabouts.
I would
We
love
are
it
also
if,
here and like starts pointing out other places where they are at this moment.
no, I mean us here, us. Like, where are you here?
Just both hands on the map as flat as possible.
It's a fungus, Klaus. It's gonna be a little bit of everywhere.
Okay, where are we? As they point to me on this map.
Here. Oh, here. And like the first place that the mushroom pointed is the place that the mushroom points now.
I literally just kind of scribe in real fast a little mushroom shape icon. All right, this is where I met you. Alrighty. So as I turn this over to the boys, all right. I guess this looks like a general idea of where we should be going.
Whoever makes the survival check may now do so with advantage.
Mine is +3. I don't know if anybody has any better. I assume Raziel's is.
I spend my time wheeling around the city.
City barbarian.
I'm always half proficient at everything, baby.
I'm a city barbarian. I'm not. I don't know if you said shitty barbarian or city barbarian.
I said city barbarian.
But I was thinking I'm a city barbarian. I'm not out in the what's the word I'm looking for? nomad type barbarian. I know where my house is in town.
With advantage, I have a 15. I don't know if you got any better, my guy.
Well, I didn't roll. Do you want me to?
Oh, I thought Robin mentioned whoever wants to do group survival check.
I mean, yeah, if you want to roll, go ahead.
And that's what I heard last. Sorry
Alright,
if I misheard.
My best is 13.
Okay.
So
I got an 18.
Oh my god.
Yes!
So Raziel just kind of like stumbles into recognizing several landmarks because he's been looking for like signals of like Adelaide and like hones in on them like a beacon. But Klaus, as you're starting to walk away, the little grubby mushroom hand like clutches at your robe, and this thing starts climbing up your back for a moment, like leans over your shoulder like a muppet, and whispers, "Are you going to that other marking on this map?"
As I look down real quick. What's here? Did I shoot?
Big snake. Big old snake. And then the mushroom pats you on the back and drops.
Gentlemen, I think I know what we're serving at the reception if we
Yeah, red snake for
That's optimism.
if we encounter this
yeah.
beast.
I mean, if we're smart, we'll avoid it because
Oh yes, I'm privy
it's
to
kind of a
chicken
waste of
myself.
time.
I'm privy to chicken myself. But
Yeah, they say snake tastes like chicken.
So
yeah.
when you arrive at the tomb, the door is ajar. Ajar enough for a person to have come through, but having already heard what's down there, you can definitely see the tracks of something slithering through this opening.
I stare back at
Yes.
Gelthor. Perilous. Funny word that is. As we keep getting deeper into this adventure.
I mean,
I
it's
guess I'm
less
forced to
peril than
land.
last time I was here.
I guess I'm forced to land and enter at this point in time. Though I missed my opportunity to say that, if the door is ajar, I open it.
Look, there's been plenty of dad joke setups here. I've just been trying to play into character.
Oh well, I unfortunately, can't resist it. It's like a tick in the back of my head.
I get it. I do.
So what's inside when we go in?
Well, there's
Okay.
a snake in this jar.
So the snake is not immediately apparent. You go into this first chamber and it's like this rounded there are alcoves with statues of elves in them, and some of them are drow and some of them are surface elves and some of them are very clearly a mixture of the two. And there are like doors in between sets of statues that lead into other corridors. And Klaus, you know the names you're looking for, so it's fairly easy to find one of the more blended families. The statues are painted, so you can tell that at least one of the parents of this union had weird mismatched eyes.
Well, Klaus, I was initially a little suspicious. I thought maybe your soon-to-be fiance was setting us up for some kind of ruse. But yeah, no, just seems like she's got a little bit of drow in her heritage.
Kind of chuckles a bit. Yeah. It's just ain't nothing wrong with. And just kind of reminisces in an area he shouldn't be reminiscing in or whatever like that. Like
Ain't nothing wrong. Finish that sentence. I really want to know. Ain't nothing wrong with what?
oh
I'm married to a drow, right?
I know.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
I'm saying like ain't nothing wrong about maybe starting a family sooner rather than later.
It's true. In your case, sooner's long gone.
But There's always time.
So it seems like all of these doors are closed.
Hmm.
Is
One of-
Speak with Dead still active on Klaus?
Yes.
I mean, okay, so yeah, so did anyone die within the last 10 days here?
No.
Are these doors made out of wood? You still got Speak with Plant going, right?
Oh God, you do have Speak with Dead and Speak with Plants both active. Yes, the doors are made of wood. You can talk to the door. I will allow that.
I love D&D.
Oh my God.
I love D&D. Burning 2 level 3 spell slots on the most goofiest shit ever. Were
What are you asking the door?
Well, I politely knock. See if he's there. Hello, are you awake? Any chance?
The voice sort of resonates in your head, and it's wispy like a ghost's voice would be. This thing doesn't really have a face to actually talk to you with. You're sort of like communing with its animus, right? And so you get the impression of a stalwart guardian and a greeting, a curiosity. It does not speak. It has not been spoken to. It has not been expected to think in ever.
So, just testing the waters, I kind of asked the door first, hey, what's behind you, by any chance?
I guard the dead.
And I kind of wonder, like, inquiring about Iridia's lineage, like, where can this tomb be found?
You were looking for the third door. That one squeaks. And that thought is a little bit judgmental.
The family it lies in, ain't no doubt. I put my hand on the door rest. Sorry for waking you. Please rest.
And it does.
As you guys kind of just hear me kind of like gibbering and jabbering to like I love this chat.
Are you talking, Tree, or are you just asking your questions?
I'm looking at both YouTube chat and in-game chat. Evidently we're 3 doors down, guys.
And I wish I had a good like off the dome 3 Doors Down reference, but I cannot think of any of their songs right now that I'm on the spot.
Yeah. Excellent, Jake, by the way, for that. So as I go down to the third door, I kind of like politely rap it. Hello.
And you are greeted with kind of the impression of a bored teenager this time. But like one that is millennially ancient, you know, like very old and very young at the same time, this door.
Oh man. Like I'm like looking at that like, by any chance you do guard Iridia's family, yes?
Her parents, her siblings, yes. Down the long stairwell.
May we please enter?
You come as a friend?
Come as a fiance.
And that's interesting to this door, enough that it just swings open for you. Like, imagine just being here in a dungeon, bored for a very long time, and then someone comes with like romantic gossip. It's
Oh, is the door flustered by any chance?
little bit.
Oh man.
Who knew dead door or trees were just into gossip?
Uh, so that-
These doors want all the tea, don't they?
Well, how would you know if normal doors feel that way or not?
I don't know. I mean, all doors are just dead trees, aren't they?
I mean, if you really think about if what are doors here behind closed doors.
Behind closed them.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. Rein it in.
So the door is
I'm
open,
sorry.
and it opens on a staircase that like winds down into the earth. And it goes pretty far down there. Like there's a hole in the middle. It's a long drop. You really don't want to jump.
Did you ask it if the snake was down there?
Well, I mean, I would
Oh.
assume. I mean, I didn't ask that question, but I assume we would have seen disturbances. You see
I
how
don't
big?
think snakes can open doors.
Not just that, we would have seen disturbances. The door wouldn't be there.
Yeah, yeah,
if the-
exactly.
if the,
Well, they said there was a large snake somewhere.
Well,
Never seen it yet.
maybe they're wrong. We see. I mean, we haven't really been looking, have we? Probably should look around for snake stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
doors don't normally close themselves.
Sure, but maybe there's other entrances and exits that the snake uses beyond what people use.
Guess giant holes would probably be like
If-
that too. Yeah.
So
if we are going down, yeah, who's to say that this snake doesn't have the ability to burrow, or it uses places where others used to burrow?
I will point out there are no holes in this floor.
Well, that's good.
So what you're saying though is there are ROUSs, reptiles of unusual size.
Mm-hmm. There
Yes.
are indeed reptiles.
So I'm just saying I'm on the lookout. I'm going to be cautious for flame spurts. We've hit
Yeah.
2 out of the 3.
I'm not worried. I'm fire resistant.
I'm not worried. I'm fire resistant. I'm not worried. I can fly. Tieflings.
They're privileged. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Something tells me tieflings aren't worried about flying too close to the sun.
Tiefling privilege.
Right.
Anyway,
Right.
we're here for a thing. We should probably do that.
So are we going down?
Always.
This is your shebang, Klaus.
Respectfully, Klaus does go down.
All right. So you guys, you walk for a long time, and there are stops and landings like at various points on the way down, and you know how far down this shaft you have to go. Stop laughing. Which door it is, because the names are inscribed on it in Elven, and this door is not made of wood. This door is made of stone, and you can tell that there's a chamber behind it because there are little slats in the door, and you can sort of like see the mausoleum alcoves.
So I go to the door. In fact, Klaus does read. Klaus is able to read Elvish, Celestial, and Abyssal.
Okay.
It's part of his trifecta of languages that he knows. So I guess I'll go to the correct door and before I open it up and probably get beat up by a snake, I turn to the boys for love.
So is there any kind of like loose gravel or rock or any of that kind of stuff on the floor here?
A little bit.
All right. And we don't have any idea how far down this shaft goes.
It goes further than this, but Klaus would know that there are no doors beyond this point because this is the last generation that's died.
Okay. I mean, I can drop a light spell on a rock and drop it down if we want to see if there's anything down there, or worry that might be coming this way.
Please. I don't have dark vision. I have to look around to the rest of the group. You probably
So-
do have dark vision.
I mean, yeah, I do. A dwarf. We're used to
So-
underground.
That stone falls and falls and falls and falls, and eventually you don't see light anymore.
Yeah, I don't see it no more.
Yeah, it's a long way down. Don't fall.
Had no
No,
intent
you
to
got nothing to
say.
worry about. You can fly.
So we're here to get a ceremonial blade that belongs to a family, or the family, correct?
Mhm.
And if this
It's a-
is the last generation, that's what beyond this door is leading to, where the last generation was buried?
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking the other way around. Like, we were in the area and this was like, oh, we haven't dug anything here yet. I thought maybe we went too far. But of course you want us to go down the deep hole.
So the older generations are further down.
No, the older generations are closer to the surface.
Okay, all right. My apologies. I was like, that doesn't make sense. It should be the so. All right, sorry. My brain. I've had a long.
No, you're right. That would not make sense, and I would have said something about that too.
Because my thoughts, like, did they plan exactly how many generations until they were going to get wiped out?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Sucks
each
for
Drow
you if
family knew exactly how long they had till their family line was done.
Sucks for you if you're one of the last plots. You're like, wait a minute.
Shit, I'm not gonna have kids.
No wonder Klaus wants to get married.
We're just
Oh,
at the
man.
top layer, and he's like, "Well, guess we're not gonna have any children."
Well, pretty sure he's not going to have children, or at least not anymore. I have no idea what he's left behind.
I mean, maybe
He's a bard after all.
That's true.
Yeah. There's plenty of room. I can look up at this banter the boys are having. There's plenty of room left. You see?
All right, so this is your mission here, Klaus. Lead on.
I opened the door.
So they're double doors, and they're pretty sizable, and they swing open easily as if they have been serviced. You can tell they have not been serviced in a very long time.
That
There's
door didn't squeak.
like no, not at all. Very well balanced, well made doors. So you go into this hallway, and it's like mosaic tiles on the floor, and sort of like there's a wide hall, and on either side alcoves with sarcophagi in them. And it's a pretty long hallway, and there are a lot of dead interred here. But the one that you are looking for would be toward the back.
Are you after a very specific blade, or like just certain family plots that you can pick up?
Well, the blade should be resting on the tomb.
All right, all right. It was a long time ago Simon and I got married, so I don't remember, That's not true. I remember it like it was yesterday.
You had to go a lot farther down.
Yeah, his family, lot more people died.
No, it's just Stellar blood.
That one too. Like I said, a lot more people died. Just over a longer period of time.
As I make my way, towards. And before I go my way completely, Geltar, by any chance, can you? I pick up a stone. Can you please light this for me?
Dude.
Yay! I can see in the dark. I make my way to the crypt, and as I see this blade, I see how it is positioned perfectly in the middle, as if like expert craftsman made this. I lift it, and as I do so, it has a bit of a heft to it. For a minute, Klaus is like, why the hell would they make a blade so goddamn heavy? And he comes to a realization. This is what shouldering someone else's burden must feel like. You know? So it's like, oh. And he kind of holds it for a minute, admiring it, the craftsmanship of the Elven Smiths. He notices, like, gentlemen, we got it. And
Now, I do want to point out that as you hold it for a moment, something in the spirit of this blade reaches out to you. And you can kind of feel magic starting to take hold. You will have to attune to it, but you do realize one thing. A lot of the metal in this blade's construction is blood iron.
oh shit. Oh shit. Wow, I gotta ask Iridium about that one.
Oh, I'm sure she will gladly explain. There's also a pulse of magic. And with that pulse of magic, there comes a sort of, like the sound when water is coming down the drain, but a lot more solid than that overhead. And out of a hole in the ceiling drops a massive snake.
On me?
Well, no, a little bit further
Sorry.
down the tunnel.
Whoa! I step back a few steps, so I can, as much as I. Oh my god! So I'm conflicted. I don't want it crashing on the tomb itself, so I'm like,
I mean, no, the tombs are in alcoves, and then there's a hallway.
okay,
There's no chance that would happen.
okay. I was thinking, like, God damn, I gotta take one for the family.
So does this thing like fall down and begin moving towards us?
Yes.
Is it like um
Yes, it came here because it liked whatever that magic was.
Oh man.
Are we talking like Anaconda, or are we talking like the Basilisk in Harry Potter in terms of size?
We are talking like the Basilisk in Harry Potter.
That's what I was afraid of.
Color me surprised. I kind of was expecting there to not be a snake.
There's always a snake.
I guess
And
that's true.
I would like initiative.
All right, trying to figure out if I roll with advantage. Been a long time since I played this character.
oh, yuck.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ! Sorry, guys, my thing double tight.
Gosh damn!
What kind of bonuses you got?
Double tight, double tight, double tight.
Look at
double
you.
tight.
Yeah, for everybody watching, Klaus just got 133 on his initiative.
13. My keyboard double typed.
I am typically canonically bad at initiative regardless of what character I play. I don't know what it is. Sucks.
So what did you get?
I got a 5.
Damn. Raziel.
I got a 6.
Of course. Tristan.
I got an 18.
Good on you.
Yeah, it's the second highest I could possibly roll on initiative.
All right. Well, the big snake got a 23, but is stunned for a round because it just took a big drop into this room. And was not expecting, like, hard tile, like soil, it would probably recover from pretty quickly. This was a bit much. So, Tristan, you are up.
That's what you get for dropping on the floor like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it. Just pull my gun out. Boo boo. Two little lightning bursts.
Go for it.
All right. That dice is no longer gonna be rolling. Sorry, I gotta get all my shit together. I don't use this computer ever, and so I'm like
All right,
way
while,
behind.
while you're looking it up, I know my initiative is probably last. But Gelthor will say as he's kind of, looking at this massive creature, it's like, I don't know if this is supposed to be some kind of like family guardian. I don't know if we're supposed to kill it, but there's a chance I could just send it away.
Word.
Well, I shouldn't talk shit before I start shooting because I just pull my pistol out and just fire from the hip twice and miss both times. Unless, by chance a 7 hit, no, a 10 hits.
No.
They're both under 10, so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe do that thing, and I'm gonna. Well, I can't really run out of here. I'm gonna start walking towards the exit. I am in my metal suit.
Clank, 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 clank.
Mosey, like, la la la. See
This-
you guys.
These tombs were not wheelchair accessible. I had to go Iron Man.
I mean, that is true. There were a lot of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Klaus, I suppose that means you're up.
I will cast Fairy Fire on it.
Okay.
It just needs to make a 16 deck save.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it made it. Let me check to make sure. Yeah, it did. It
Totally
big time
did.
did.
Okay, no problem. Now,
Are you weighing in on my question?
yeah. Is it safe to assume, since we've been adventuring together for long enough, that like I kind of know what your thing has something to do with some sort of save of some sort?
Probably.
Okay. Well, I mean that's where my brain was. I'm assuming Klaus has some sort of idea as well. So I'll definitely use unsettling words on this snake as well. That's why I didn't use it. That's why I didn't use that one first and the thingy.
Yes.
Well, you got to cast Speak with Animals first.
Oh no.
No.
I just yell at it.
Unsettling scream.
Right. So I use unsettling words, and it's only gonna take a -3 to the next save it needs to make.
Hey, that's good.
And I start backing out too, like la la la. Tristan's cat looks just good. Those are the fellers. Yeah, partner, let's go. Mosey on out of here.
I go back to the ranch.
In turn.
Yeah, Raziel.
How far away is the snake?
40 feet.
Oh, coincidentally, my speed. I'm going to. I mean, everybody here has seen Raziel's a bit of a brawler. And I just walk very deliberately towards the snake and do the sort of that in the Mission Impossible movie where Henry Cavill just does that thing where he goes like he's loading his fists. And I walk up to this thing and I'm going to put both fists together like a hammer hand down on this, but as I do, my fists begin to glow with this white think. If you know it, the black flame from Elden Ring, it's sort of a white energy source with like black flame around it. And I just come down on top of it, and I am flavoring this as a melee attack, but I'm actually using an Eldritch Blast.
Cool.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if it's cool. Oh, thank God. Hopefully that's enough. That's an 18 to hit.
You hit.
So that will do. Does a whole whopping 3. And I think so. That was my action to do that. So I think for
Don't
my
you get a second?
I get a second attack, but it's an action to cast a spell.
Right, but if you're 7th level and you cast Eldritch Blast,
I'm a 7th level. I'm a 6th level barbarian. I'll just say that.
okay.
You have never seen Raziel
No,
cast a spell.
Oh, believe me, there is all kinds of questions going on in Gelthor.
So
right
no,
now.
mechanically, I only have the one Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Hold on.
Well, that's new.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is it?
It's based on your character level, not your class level.
You can tell I don't use this class very much.
I mean, it's all
Well, in that case, I mean,
Looking at the room, does he get a second shot?
yes, he does.
it's a so the second following up with the second punch then would be a 21 to hit. So
Yeah.
that's going to do 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And then for my sorry, I was assuming. Trust me, when it comes to multi-classing, I defer to Ted, who once multi-classed into 4 classes in one of my campaigns. So for my bonus action, I am going to turn into wow, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not turning into anything. I am going to use my celestial revelation, my radiant consumption. So it's as my fists are glowing, it's like that black flame is coursing up my body, and with the second hit, my whole body just and
that's awesome.
Within 10 feet of me, I am casting light, and because I dealt damage to it, I guess it's up to you, because technically I was doing it at the end, but it was kind of during. I don't know. It does an additional 3 radiant damage per attack.
Okay.
And at the end of my turn, it also takes 3 radiant damage.
Okay, cool. Do you have a total?
So that would be a total of 9 additional radiant damage.
Excellent. Thank you.
And that movement, action, bonus action, I'm done.
Awesome.
And I'm standing right next to it.
All right, so Gelthor looks around and sees that we are very much underground. Definitely prefers the clouds above to be able to call forth lightning. But sadly, we're not in that kind of a situation. So he just kind of like spreads his hands apart, and the hands begin crackling with lightning, and his eyes begin to glow, and a sphere of lightning just shoots across the distance, trying to surround this massive snake. And he can make a charisma saving throw as I attempt to cast banishment on him. DC
And that's
14.
at -3, correct?
Yes. -3 because of Klaus.
Yeah, that is the reason why it fails.
Nice. And Klaus isn't even here to see it.
Snake,
Uh,
no snake.
So he pops off to a harmless dimension unless he is not native to this plane. And I will say, you got a minute, and I will just start flying out.
I mean, in battle terms, a minute is like forever. So we're gonna get there.
Yeah, you can run
10
pretty
rounds
far in
per
a minute.
You can indeed run pretty far in a minute.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I don't know about the rest of y'all.
Yeah.
So
If
I
everybody's if everybody's beating wings and beating feet, I don't know how long it takes you to realize Raziel's not behind you.
Oh.
Raziel is standing in the midst of this familial tomb, glowing with celestial, with radiant consumption, and pacing back and forth. Radiant energy sparking at the ends of his hands, looking at where this thing was, and just pacing back and forth, waiting for it to return.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
So you three tell me, how long does it take you to realize?
Well, when 10
How-
rounds, number one, with flying, do I get out in a minute?
Yes,
Or are we still-
easily.
All right. Well, when I turn around in a minute, who's near me?
Oh,
Well,
I'm out.
You would be getting out faster because you can just fly up the shaft and they have to take the stairs. So no one would be with you at the end of that minute if you flew ahead.
I mean, if I'm saying a character, Klaus is on a one-track mind, and yeah,
Well, you went out first, and I imagine you probably move faster than the dwarven artificer with limb issues and heavy armor.
So by
True.
the time the minute ends, Treston would be the closest to where Raziel is still.
Okay, well, if everyone else is beating me out, I'm gonna actually like slow down to just a walking pace after Klaus outpaces me, because I did notice, I rolled a 17 from my perception,
Fantastic.
that Raziel wasn't following us, but was doing the I'm gonna let him figure it out. But now that everyone else is gone, I'm gonna kind of slow down in that way. If I do, hear signs of Raziel being in real trouble, I'm gonna go back him up.
I'm like Gandalf staying behind to fight the Balrog to get all the XP for myself.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I figure that's what you're going for. That's why Gandalf went up to like a level 20 character all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So it does come back, and it comes back ready.
Yeah, it used that minute to cast all its buffing spells.
Yeah, yeah. Cast all the proper poisons.
Is I had just cast Radiant Consumption, which lasts 1 minute. I just imagine, if you'll let me add this little flavor, Robin. Yeah. I just imagine as I'm pacing back and forth, and this whole tomb is sort of glowing with this black flame radiance that's also powered by the Dark Saint Adelaide. You see that as the minute wears on, it just kind of goes like a fire dying down, and as the last little bit of glow disappears, you just see two reflections of the last embers of the white light reflected in the eyes of this thing as it returns.
And I imagine it probably returns, with the crackle of lightning, that sent it away.
Oh, and that briefly illuminates the cavern as well. Both of you take a point of inspiration, and does a 17 hit your AC?
Oh, absolutely. I have an AC 11.
It's gonna bite you.
And I'm not raging, by the way. I never raged.
Okay.
You have to be at least disappointed in us right now.
So that will be 6 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution throw.
Oh, that's something I'm good
at. I said what I was gonna do, and I said you got a minute.
Oh, I think I will use that I'll use a point of inspiration to re-roll that. And it did. I'm going to go with the 13 because I rolled a 2 on the second one for a 7. So total of 13 on the
You
con
pass.
save. Okay.
You can feel a venom starting to course through you, but the embers of that cooling flame burn it out before it can really spread. And Tristan.
I'm just gonna start kind of making my way back towards the tomb just to be within earshot, just listen.
Okay.
And I guess I can't prepare an action to move, can I?
I'll allow it.
Okay, so I'll prepare an action, and I'm gonna continue to up this action every round. If I hear sounds like uh oh my gosh, what character are you? Raziel. If I hear Raziel like in extreme danger or like
Hmm.
pretty much anything that's gonna indicate that he's dying, I'm gonna run in and start shooting.
Okay, cool. Klaus.
Mm-hmm.
Still booking it?
I guess let me roll perception real fast, just to
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
let me just roll perception real quick, just to be fair about everything. Shit, I don't think a 6.
No, no,
high.
absolutely not. Tunnel vision, sir.
Yeah,
Razio, you're up.
Now, there I go flying off the handle again. As the light behind my eyes just goes, and I am going to rage. So that I can get some bonuses here. As I do that, I am going to I'm going to make 2 reckless attacks with my fists. I'm just making sure I don't forget these abilities because I did forget them on the first time. Because I'm a zealot. Oh, that's because I wasn't raging. That's why. I also do an additional 1d6 plus 3 radiant damage. If a spell is okay, boom. Let's make some attacks. These are going to be reckless, unarmed strikes. First strike with advantage. It's a 25 to hit.
Yes.
Second strike with advantage is a 25 to hit.
You hit.
Two 19s. Okay, so I got to figure out these. It's going to be 1d8 plus 3 plus 2 for raging, plus a d6 plus 3. All right, I'll do these one at a time and sort this out for you. So the first punch is 5 bludgeoning plus 5 plus 2 for raging, so 7 bludgeoning plus, why is it not? Okay, there we go. Plus 6 radiant on top of that. That's the first one.
Okay.
The second punch is, let's see what that is a 6 plus the 2, so 8 bludgeoning plus 6 radiant on top of that. And that
All
was
right.
bonus action, and I'm not moving. I'm going to stand my ground.
Go for.
So how many rounds of travel is it between, the tomb and the out?
I'm gonna go with 10.
All right, so I flew for a minute, got here ahead of time. Do I hear? Oh, I know. Like Ted knows that Klaus was not too far behind. Do I hear Klaus moving? Up the stairs.
Yes.
Even though I failed my perception, I would have been double dashing, running my ass off.
Right. I mean, I was double moving as well because I said, "Hey, we got a minute. Let's get out." So as sucky a situation as this is, like I don't have any new information to think there's anything going on. So I will wait.
Actually, they are big round tunnels, big resonant round tunnels. I don't think that it is too much of a stretch to say that you would hear a kerfuffle.
All right, so I'll claw back. Yeah, I'll call back to Klaus. Are they coming?
Huh? Ah, fuck. So you hear?
Let's see here. That is a long way away. That's used. I guess I'll just have to like turn around and begin moving backwards.
I mean,
Well, go for it. Actually, if I may offer you an alternative.
I don't want to just fall.
Okay. Well, you don't have to take it. But you could get down much faster if you free fell for a little bit.
To be fair, Raziel and I are having a bit of a spat, so I'm not hastening to try and get there because he's being stupid. I'm not going to injure myself just because. Especially considering what I just saw him do.
You hear the distant rumble of thunder, and in your mind it sounds like laughter. And
I will smirk as I begin flying back.
Raziel. That is 14 does hit your AC, yes.
14 hits.
8 piercing damage, and I am going to need you to make a con save.
Did you roll with advantage? Because I did attack recklessly.
Oh. Yeah, but I didn't crit, so.
Okay. So that was 8 piercing, reduced to 4, and then a con save.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 19.
You pass handily. Tristan.
Readying my action for Raziel to be in danger.
Okay. Klaus.
Literally, as I realize, shit, I gotta get her back around, man. Misty step to move myself 30 feet further down this tunnel, then double time, double movement, running. As soon as I come out of this, so it's like like starts running, teleports, but gonna puff of smoke, reappears, running as fast as he can towards back his party member, and I'm going down with it, man. I've been doing this, so that's 90 feet in this turn.
Okay, cool. It will not. Yeah, you're going in a downward direction, and typically you're gonna pitch faster that way. So I will let you get there in 3 rounds.
I have a question that I hope this doesn't sound stupid.
Yes.
If I was to go down this tunnel, could I, before I go splat, Misty step, teleport myself into a spot where I won't get wrecked?
I would let you try.
You know what? I have inspiration, and
You do.
I said from the very beginning, for the love of a friend, let's do this shit.
That you did.
All right. So yeah, I Klaus would believe he has faith enough in his own abilities, and know that he didn't use his inspiration yet to do this thing. All right, what redunculous roll you need me to make?
Um, give me acrobatics.
Okay, confident in that. All right, how does a 17 sound on that one?
Sounds like you don't even need the advantage that you would have, by the way, because uh this place, it liked that. The your ancestors, they are yours now. They liked
Oh,
that. The fact that you were willing to stick your neck out for your friend. So they've given you a blessing here.
that and my RNG. so so there is cool. I just go head first.
Yeah,
And
and you
then
make it.
almost like Nightcrawler, teleporting one area to another. Before I, you know, let my brain juice splatter all over the realm. That's what happens.
Yeah, you make it to the doorway. Raziel.
I see him, right? I mean, assume he went past me.
No, you said that you were still preparing an action.
Oh yeah, I just being that I'm between the doorway and the entrance, like I'm assuming I see him pass where I'm at.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. All right.
Like
You can
sup.
actually, if you want to stop him, you can. Well, no, because he dropped past you. You can't
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Wait,
But you do see that happen though.
I see him bamf in front of the doorway and just kind of shrug. All right, I guess we're doing this.
Yes, Raziel.
I look up into this serpent's face, and I'm not yelling at it, though I am speaking through gritted teeth. My dark saint has marked you for death. And as I say so, now this is purely flavor. The radiant energy of my fists extends on each one of them about 6 inches out, almost like holding double blades. And I point at it with one of these bladed fists. And as I say those words, I am cursing it with a Hexblade's curse.
Ooh, what does that do?
Once per short rest as a bonus action, one creature you can see within 30 feet is cursed for 1 minute or until it dies. I die or incapacitated. I gain a +3 bonus to damage rolls, and I crit on a 19 or a 20, and I gain 2 HP if it dies. But both of my last attacks were 19s, so I'm hoping to be able to crit on this thing. As I'm going to make 2 more reckless attacks. So that was a bonus action. So 2 more reckless unarmed attacks. So the first one is... that was a 17. A 23 to hit.
You hit.
In the second one, a 19 or a 20. It's an 18. 24 to hit.
hit.
But... the first one deals 8 plus 2 for raging, so 10 bludgeoning plus 7 radiant for the divine fury. Plus it takes 3 additional bludgeoning damage or whatever damage. It says you gain a +3 bonus to damage rolls. I guess that'd be for the whole attack, correct? Not for each type of damage. That'd be 3 more damage for the Hexblade's curse.
Okay.
So that was 10, 7, and 3 on the first one. And the second one is going to be an 8 bludgeoning, 7 Radiant and 3 bonus damage from the curse.
So what does it look like?
I think as I called upon this Hexblade's curse, I called upon the name of my Dark Saint. And these sort of radiant blades appeared. I think you see this sort of, my fists just start going into this thing, and they become a blur as I'm just hitting it in all the right spots. And then the last thing you see is, for a moment, the blur stops as both of my hands come back. And as its head is coming down, I'm going to reach into its head and pluck both of those eyes that had the symbol that I saw. And I'm holding. So if anybody comes in at this moment or happens to be
Yeah.
looking, I've just
burst
ripped
through.
the eyes out of this serpent, and I'm holding them above any radiant light spilling over, illuminating as I'm just bathing in my victory, I'll say.
Like this extremely clearly dark ritual in what is now your family's cairn.
Oops.
So
Did I do a sacrilege?
Oh. So Klaus would like come in as soon as this thing like boof, like oh shit.
It is worth noting they don't feel angry to you, but it is a little awkward.
Hey, look, I'm speaking nothing but the truth when I say I didn't even know you were gone, and immediately 4th level healing word, Brazil.
Raziel, that does what it's supposed to, but there is still venom in your veins, and you know that one day soon it will come to manifest.
You may gain 15 hit points back, Brazil. And
I do think there's this moment where when you speak, as you're preparing the healing spell, as I'm coming out of the rage, you just see for a moment, I turn towards you with a sharp look, and that radiant light intensifies for a moment, almost as if I see you as an enemy. And then you see the radiant light go as I come out of the rage.
And while that's happening, Klaus just kept saying, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'm sorry, friend. And
What are you talking about?
I went grabbing for the blade and went as far as I could. I didn't even notice you were still here.
I didn't notice you had gone.
My friend, please know, you are important to me. I just didn't know you had so much anger built up. I think clearly seeing you give this serpent a whole optical lobotomy, you know what I mean? Like
I do kind of chuckle at you, and I reach out and I pat your shoulder and I say,
snake guts on my shoulder now.
I say, you apologize if it makes you feel better. Whatever you need to massage your guilt. I'm fine. And I just kind of give you a little pat on the side of the face and kind of turn my head. You hear the little old neck muscles crack. Ow, that actually didn't crack. And I will turn and turn to leave.
Let's get you cleaned up first and literally prestidigitate you, if you would allow me. Assuming you won't punch me in the face if you...
I imagine as you're prestidigitating, as I'm walking away, and it's like I'm stepping out of the gore and the viscera of this. But I think as you do that, I will take one of these serpent eyes. You'll see as I just kind of look at it and chuck it aside. How big are these things? Are we talking like tennis balls, baseballs,
Yeah, like
softballs?
tennis balls.
I toss one off to the side, but as I turn to toss it, I take the other one and I pocket it.
Okay.
It's very clean for you, very hygienic.
Thank you for that.
As
So
you pass the door to that room, like walk by Treston, who's just standing there, kind of leaning against the wall. He didn't even step inside of the room. They just kind of look at you and give you a nod. And,
I guess about this time, Gelthor, flies back. Only making it down like I thought the whole idea was I send it away and we just go.
But now I think it's time that we just go.
Well, one way or the other, it's gone.
Well, the whole thing about I don't know if this is a familial guardian. Why kill it? Now it's dead.
Well, you're the cleric, Kelthor, not me.
Which is why I said something first. And then you chose to kill it anyway.
I had
Yes.
my reasons.
you are fairly confident it was not a familial guardian and was in fact intruding.
Gentlemen, I don't want to intrude on this, but and before I even go deeper, I am as I'm here, kind of just like in between two friends or whatever. Suddenly, I cast calm emotions real fast. Like, wait a minute, wait a minute. There's so much shit going on. If you guys want to fail to save, that's fine. But those that do not want to, it's a 16 charisma.
You're doing a calm emotions.
Yeah.
I'm not raging anymore. That's a what save?
It's 16 charisma.
17 I rolled.
There you go, man.
I
So you
appear
have-
quite calm.
Appears quite calm.
Though
How
if you
about
look
you?
closely, you know how when somebody's smiling but they're gritting their teeth and you can just kind of see the jaw muscles working?
Yeah.
You might see a little bit of that. But it's not directed at anybody.
Not
If
no
you-
one particular.
Are you doing this spell stealthfully?
I don't know if there is a stealth way to do his vocal and somatic. So you guys would definitely see me do
Well,
some
I mean,
Naruto Jujutsu signs and then
you could just
say
be
the
like,
words of
I think-
power.
you could be like, look, we should just calm down. Like, I if Gelthor knows that you're doing it, I would fail to save on purpose.
Okay.
If I am
You definitely
Make
see
it-
me do this. You definitely see me do this trick
okay,
a
sure.
billion
So-
times before in the past. Where I'm like, hey, let's relax.
All right, so I'll fail on purpose. To let the anger go. All right, so we have what we came for. Then we can all depart.
Yes, I mean, there's no need to be here any further. I believe.
I was already leaving.
I was already out.
It just takes me a while to get through this place. Got a lot of stairs.
All right, and I will, having just flown back, I will now lie up again.
And while all that's happening, I'm just gonna same way how like Razio put his bloody, goofy hand on my other shoulder. I'm gonna put one on his. Let's leave, please. Let's leave it all behind, all right?
And off I go.
All right.
And I will attempt to. If I have to make a persuasion check, I'm like, we should leave. There's food upstairs.
Yeah.
We're
As we get out of the tomb, you know, we all start to sort of make our way back.
Yeah.
Tristan is sort of, you know, walking a little slower, letting the rest of the group get ahead, you know, looking at Klaus and kind of smiling, remembering his own journey with Simon, who, you know, the like you had said, you know, the whole ritual is for the groom. But in this case, you know, Simon and Tristan, two grooms, but like, you know, Simon went with him, and it's much easier than this journey. And he's just kind of recalling that and feeling the hope that he had felt then as a young man. At that point, I think he had only lost maybe a hand. I'm not sure how much of his body was intact at that point, but a lot more than is now. Kind of looking at. Oh, go ahead and interrupt me.
Sorry.
Interrupt me if you wanted to. Yeah, what's up? Oh, I was monologuing. So did you have a thing you wanted to say? Sorry.
No, go on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, looking at now I'm forgetting everyone's name. Oh my gosh. Looking at Galthor and kind of like taking in the frustration that he witnessed Galthor having you know, having in that whole encounter, and then yeah,
Raziel?
just looking at Raziel and just kind of pondering everything, this whole newfound power. Tristan kind of sees something sort of like thrashing and fighting, and he kneels down and sees this snake kind of coiled up in some roots of a tree, and he scoops down and pulls out this little garter snake and kind of walks a little bit and then finds a patch of more like softer soil and lets it go, and then catches up with the rest of the group.
So on the way up, you know, I'll kind of fly by Klaus and say, you know, is there going to be a ceremony? Is there an exchanging of vows, or is literally retrieving the blade all that need to be done, and returning it means she's now your wife?
not knowing what is ahead. Because Klaus didn't think he'll get this far. He just says, "I'm getting married," with a big grin.
And with that little spike of joy, in spite of the pall of events, the group makes its way back through the jungle, and the trail seems more familiar than it was the last time. You get back without further incident. No more instances of quicksand, no unexpected fire. And you make your way back into the city, and I'm going to leave you there because we're 7 minutes over, and I am so sorry for that.
Well, I mean, that is just how things go at times. There's plenty of times that we've ended the stream, you know, a little early. So sometimes you just have to bear with the graces of, you know, 5 and 10 minutes, you know, here and there. Thank you all for watching and tuning in, whether it be live or whether it be, you know, sometime later. Absolutely love this game. Love to see where the story goes from here, with the, you know, the tension now building with something going on with Raziel. Some new powers being seen. This is all a lot of fun and what have you. We're gonna figure out when our next game is, and you know, we'll be back on the stream then. Can come join Dave and I on Monday night for our continued coverage of the, you know, the new PHB that just came out. And you can join Robin. I'm not sure. I think Carlos is going to be back on Tuesday with us as well for some more Mute
Indeed.
Mayhem Ball. And until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay
Stay
nerdy.
nerdy.
nerdy.